Hello model car fans, welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Ralph, and here is another one of my restoration projects that I did a while ago, but really not too long ago. This one is a 72 Pontiac Firebird Formula 400. And there were multiple models of the Firebird in 71, 72. And the Formula, there was actually three levels of the Formula. There was the Formula 350, the Formula 400, and the Formula 455. This one, of course, is the Formula 400, which is what MPC did. Although, you know, model kit wise, other than the emblem on the fender, they don't really look any different. So for 72, though, the Firebird and the Camaro almost didn't exist due to a strike that was going on that pretty much wiped out production, and it went on for a really long time. You know, they did resume production in 72, but only at the Norwood, Ohio plant. So all of the 72s were built there, and I think for a number of years after that, they were built there. And because of that, the 72s are actually one of the rarest of any of the F-bodies because of the production numbers. Now, unfortunately, I don't have all the numbers in front of me. The only number I actually remember at the moment was that there was only like 290 Formula 455s. They were very rare. And then the 455s, for 72, there was only one version of 455 HO, which was rated at 300 horsepower, but was virtually unchanged from 71. But in the 71 model, they had two 455s. They had the regular 455 and the 455 HO. So a little bit more 71 455s, but in 72, they were strictly the HO. Now, the Trans Am package only got the 455 HO for those years. 70 was a little bit different. The 455 really wasn't available in the Firebird, or I don't believe in the Trans Am either. It may have been available in the Trans Am. I'd have to refresh my memory on that, actually. But I really think these cars are cool. I've really enjoyed them. One of the things I did do on this one is I put the rear dovetail spoiler on it. But that used to be a Trans Am exclusive item. But many people were buying them and adding them to their cars. And sometime in 71, it became an option on 71. So they're very rare factory installed in 71s, from what I understand. 72s, they were factory installed also if you wanted. How many, I'm not really sure. But it's still really cool, and I think it just goes great with that dual snorkel hood. Which this one I kind of depicted as not a ram air. I didn't put the ram air decals on the side because some were functional, some were not. They just had to have, the functional ones, of course, had ducts on the bottom side of the hood, but this really doesn't have any of that stuff. But it has the air cleaner with the stuff around it. Well, this really isn't exactly accurate to what a real car is, but this is MPC accurate for the most part, which is how I kind of decided I wanted to build it. Some of the other things for 72 is the grill was just a little bit different. There's a honeycomb grill on 72s. So the grill is one area where they kept changing them. And MPC added this lip spoiler down here, which the 70s, 71s don't have, but the 72s do. So it's kind of a little bit of the difference on it. Speaking of differences in the body, this is the 72 Formula 400 emblem. 71 had a grill above it, and 70 said Firebird Formula 400 on the model kits. And another thing, the rear doesn't look any different, but there's a 72 dated bumper, which is also an annual piece. I don't believe the rear spoiler was actually in the kits back then. I took that from my donor kit, which was, I believe, the 79 25th anniversary I used for parts. I used that kit a lot. I believe the 77 was also a lot of the same stuff. But, these are pretty cool, and I was just having some fun with this one as it was a restoration project. But we'll take this outside, look at it in the sun, and we'll get more into the actual build. Well, here we are out in the Arizona sun here, checking out this metallic gray. It's got a little bit of a green tinge to it. I really like this color. It's subtle, but it works really good on this fastback body style that's on these Firebirds and Formulas. And the quite unique twin scoop hood. I think that's pretty cool. I always like these Endura front bumpers that are on these things, just how sinister they look. This is by far my favorite front end on these Firebirds, the 70 through 73 setup. But there she is with that tail and everything. So it was a fun one to restore. Was in really nice shape when I got it. Just the rear trunk emblem was kind of messed up, but everything else body wise and all the major parts are in there. The chassis was kind of glue bombed together a little bit, so just did what I could with that, which you can't tell, but those parts are pretty much available. Get them in one of the later kits like the 79 and the Blackbird kit as well. That's another one that's a good donor for these because it's got a lot of the same parts as far as the chassis and engine go, but that air cleaner can be, you know, a little bit different. It's only in these early kits, but there she is, glistening here in the sun. Really like that. All right, let's go take it back inside. All right, well, this is, you know, this gray metallic color. I don't remember exactly what I used, what I painted it with, but it is clear coated over with the Real Automotive Clear that I used from Sherwin-Williams, which is, I've got videos on that. But anyway, this one, you know, has that for a paint job, but I had a lot of fun with this one. Just kind of wanted a color like this, just being a little bit subtle. I kind of like Pontiacs and not as loud colors. Camaros I kind of like in the louder colors as more of a gentleman's muscle car or hot rod. But I really like this body style and this look and the fastback exclusive body style that these cars came with this rear window. So the 70 through 73 and 74s I really like, but mostly the 73s. And these Firebirds, I just love that Endura front end, that bumper setup. I think it's really cool. Hood's quite interesting. And then this one, as I shown, I kept, you know, it pretty much kit correct, and didn't really worry about updating it and making it better as far as that goes. And this one I also decided I was going to keep, and I kept the, you know, the stock tires with the white walls, white lines. Although pretty much all of these had Goodyear Polyglass GT tires is what the real cars had. I believe Firestones were also available, and the Formula and the Trans Ams. I believe all those should be white leather. A standard Firebird might have these tires. I also went with the Pontiac super stock wheels, but that's just what this kit has. So since I was mostly restoring it and having fun, and this one I added the wing, mainly because one, I didn't have one with it, and my other two, my 70 and 71. The trunk emblem was actually there and in great shape. And this one, I think it had a spoiler or something already glued on it at one time, but not very well, as that emblem was destroyed. And while I, you know, could replicate it, I decided that I was going to do it this way. Got the bumper re-chromed, and then new taillight lenses, as those are a little hard to get, especially, you know, when you got a glue bomb, you're trying to chisel them out. You almost can't save them when you get one of these bodies because they're being recessed. Underside is pretty cool. Pretty simple chassis, you know, typical MPC, but fairly decent. This one's got the cross muffler and the rear sway bar, which these kits had. Later donor kits were missing some of these parts. The full exhaust, of course, the motor right there. The 400 with the exhaust manifolds and everything. And the 72 Pontiac was more of a solid blue color. Pontiac kept changing the color of their motors like every couple of years, so it gets a little confusing. Like 69 and 70 are kind of a light metallic blue, 71 and 72 are more of a lighter blue, 73 was more of a greenish blue, but that's just how they were. Another thing I did add too were these outside rearview mirrors. Those are for scale production limited or something like that. They're resin mirrors, as MPC didn't give you mirrors on these kits. And that's just one thing I really like, are the outside rearview mirrors. They really, you know, make this thing stand out. And then there's an inside rearview mirror as well, which the kit I don't believe had. I had some fun with the rest of it. The interior is pretty much your basic black with the Formula wheel right there. And then the dash, which Formulas would be wood grain, if you could see it in there. Trans Am's had the turned aluminum in there. machined aluminum, turned aluminum, and look really, really good that way. So I prefer like the Trans Am and some of those features. But this one is kind of funny too, because I believe that's more of an automatic interior, but it's got a stick, which MPC was known for at that time. And these are fun. But I pretty much completed a lot of these Pontiacs. I got a couple of 74s still to do, and I got a 73. But this is, I think, the last one of the Pontiacs that I have finished that I haven't shown you guys. So I figured I would share this one with you today and see what you guys thought of it, and get your comments and likes and all that stuff, which I love reading that stuff. So you guys, thank you for tuning in, subscribing, and all your comments. I really do appreciate it. And you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.